Hi, welcome to Parametric House. In this tutorial, I want to show you how you can convert this closed curve we have here. Let me just disable this. So this is the base curve I've started with into a series of boxes, which I can control the length, the widths, the number of count I need here, and this algorithm is going to automatically trim it towards this curve and give you the boxes exactly at the corners, as you can see here. And we can get them finally here as a Rhino result. So I'm going to bring it here. And as you can see here, it's completely solid, and we can use that in our project. Okay, let's get started from scratch. What I want to do here is to first of all have a closed curve in the front viewport. Why I'm using this is that I want to simplify the algorithm, so I'm going to use the XY as the coordinate. So for example, whatever closed curve you want to have here, you can just draw anything here. Okay. Now that we have this closed curve, I'm going to bring it inside Grasshopper and set that to the curve. The next step is to create a series of rips and then trim it towards this closed curve. What I want to do here is that assume that we have this boundary, whatever the boundary is. The algorithm is that I'm going to draw a box, a bounding box around that. Then I'm going to create the first two boxes here. The reason I'm doing this is that I want it to completely match the start and the end edges. Then I'm going to use the center of here and here to extract points, draw a line, divide it into a series of points, and then draw the boxes here, and finally trim it with the boundary. Okay, so that is the logic. You can use any other logic you want, but this is how I'm going to solve this problem. So I'm going to go to the surface and use a bounding box to create the bounding box here. That's why I've told you to create this closed curve in the XY plane, because the plane here, as you can see here, is in the XY plane. If we have it in another plane, for example here, as you can see here, we have to solve it. It's not going to always work, but for example, if I go to the params menu and pick up a plane and give that to the plane, you can see that that's going to sometimes work. But because I don't want to get into the details of playing with plane, I'm just going to stick with the front viewport. First of all, we have to create two boxes at the start and the end of the edges. So we can go to the surface, deconstruct brep, and pick up two edges we have here. Set list item to pick. The first edge is going to be this one. Or what we can do is to pick up the corners and use that to create the boxes. Why not? We can do that. So I'm going to say the vertices. Here is the first point, and this is the second one. If this is not matching towards the first and the second, just simply you can add it up till you reach it, or you can simply see that the number of vertices are 4. So you can say from 0 to 3 and give it to the index and pick up the two corners you want. So it's a 0 and a 1. Okay. That was like the trick I always use, because the index by default is 0. I can pick up the first and the second one, and I have them here. Let's just see that this is like the first point and the second point, and just turn off this one. Okay, now what I want to do here is to go to the surface, primitive, and use a domain box to create the box for here. As you can see here, we have to create it in the X direction. And as you can see here, by default, the X is from -2 to 2. That means that, for example, if this is the corner, it's going to be from -2 to 2. And here, because we want to bring it towards that edge, I'm going to just give this a number from the number for the X and the Y and the Z. When you give a number, it's going to be from 0 to that number. So for example, if it's 2.2, if I give that to here, and give another one to the width and give this another height. As you can see here, this is going to be from 0 to that number for the X, 0 to that number for the Y, which is really great. And then we're going to get to use the height. So for the height, we can use, let's just rename them L, W, and this is the height. So I'm going to use the one of the edges for the height. So remember that we have to pick up the edge and be sure that you pick up the edges in the Z direction. So I'm going to just add up. This one is good, and connect it to a number. It's going to get the length, and it's going to create that as the Z here. Okay, and the reason here, as you can see here, we have it in that direction. Okay, now what I want to do is to also Control C, Control V that box, and this time I'm going to use it for the second point. But as you can see here, it's going out from the boundary. So I'm going to bring it backwards. It's going to be, if I give this number a minus X, you can see that's going to go inwards. And we have these two boxes completely starting from the edge here. So I can say if I delete that, or just simply bring it up exactly at this direction, you can see that we have that box here. Okay, now that we have the two boxes, the technique I found was to simply just go to the surface and pick up the volume. So I'm going to pick up the volume of these two boxes. Then I'm going to use the curve line to connect a line from these two centroids and create a line here. So you can see here. Then we can go to the curve and say divide. That means we want to divide that from maybe 3 to 30. And we can call it count. Okay. And now we are good to go to use the box, this time the main box again. When you give these points, it's going to be in the XY plane by default. Okay. We have to bring these here. Okay, I forgot that's the length and the width. It's going to be the same for here and here, so we don't have extra number sliders. And we can bring this down. Okay. X, Y. And because I don't want to make this a little bit messy, I'm going to make the Y display hidden. So when you open this algorithm, you just see cleaner outputs. Just make this a little bit forward, bring this here. And again, we can just use this as the same Z. It's a good practice to clean up the algorithm so you don't get caught in it. And I like to do that because after I open the algorithm, I at least know what's happening here. Okay, just sometimes bring it up or wherever you are just okay with it. Okay, I think that's a clean algorithm. Let's go here. Go to the X, Y. This time, because we want to put this at the center of the point, we have to make it from, if this is the length, it's going to be minus L divided by 2 to L divided by 2. So what I want to do here is to go to the math and create a domain and say expression, because you have to write the expression in X minus X divided by 2 to X divided by 2. And that is going to give that to the X and Y. As you can see here, it's completely at the center. And again, here, because it's at the middle, I'm going to also use that for the Z. That's it. That's how you can create the boxes, which I think it's really fast. And simply you can just control the counts, the length and the widths, and it's going to work. Okay. So I'm just going to give the curve that I have in the example file here. Okay, and now you can see that we have that curve here. Now we have to create the solid difference, intersection, shape, and I think here we have that solid difference between the box, these boxes, and this closed curve we have here. I'm going to use a trick here, intersection, shape, region difference. What I want to do here is to say the difference between the box. I think that we can connect a curve to the face of the box, and it's going to give that here. Wire display hidden. And also the curve that is going to make the difference is the main curve we have here. And bring it here. Like this. Okay. This is going to be the difference, exactly what we want here. And now I have to create, just make it go through that, right? Because I want to bring it a little bit back and then go forward, I'm going to go to transform, move in the normal direction of the curve. You can simply just connect a plane to this curve. This is a trick you can always use. Plane vector is going to give you the normal direction. It's going to extract a plane from that, and when you connect a plane to the vector, it's going to get that normal direction. That is going to be the step surface. So I convert that into a complete surface like this. I can give it to the motion, which I wanted to bring it a little bit back. Here you can see that it's completely moving backwards. If it doesn't, just simply go to the motion and make it -6. Okay, so remember that based on your project, you have to, first of all, bring it back. Be sure that it's completely a little bit back from that. And then you can extrude it. Surface freeform extrude. This time in the normal direction, multiplied by a number you want. Maybe 100 is going to be fine. I'm going to call that cutter. Based on your project, remember that this number has to change. Because we have to go inwards, this time we're going to go to the direction and make it -6. So remember that this place and this place is important. Based on your project, you have to make it -x or not. Remember that. I'm going to put a point here. And also, is it -x or x based on your project? Okay, remember that you have to change it, and you just have to make it cut away. As you can see here, it's completely outside our box because the width of the box is not really that much. Okay, now we can give that to the solid difference and just turn this off and bring that as a brep as an output. And we're good to go. So as you can see here, I'm just going to type this for you. You know that this is the closed XY oriented boundary. Okay, I have to type it here again. Oriented boundary. Make this a little bit smaller. And that's it. That's how we can create the count, the size, and get the final results. Okay, I hope that this tutorial was useful. If you want to download this example file, you can head to our website, parametrichouse.com, and get this for free. And see you next time. Bye.